Hey y'all, hey. So this is so impromptu, not planned at all. But I just had to get on here and talk about acts of faith. If you do not know who I am Jaquita B, your confidence and empowerment coach. And I'm talking about acts of faith because God had me go out and do some stuff and to activate my faith. And it made me feel crazy. I can't even front. It made me feel crazy. But I want to talk about that, right? Like, what does that feel like? What does it look like? And how can you get through that, right? Because sometimes we pray for things and we say that we're waiting on God, but we don't really put in, we might put in a little work here and there, but we don't really take the necessary step to put our faith to action, to put our faith into play. So yesterday, God began to speak to me about going to do something to activate my faith. And I was like, it's crazy. And I was like, God, I don't know about that one. Like, is that what you're telling me for real? And I was like, I'm gonna have to hear that at least about 2 more times. So during that time, I'm praying on it. This morning when I got up, I prayed about it to ask God, like, can he tell me that again? Because it's really out of my comfort zone, and it is real life crazy, for real. Like, to the outside, to people would look at you like you crazy. So I was like, okay, God, like, I need you to tell me to do it again, okay? So, and I'm talking about acts of faith, right? I was in a place where I'm like, okay, God, what do I need to do? What is my responsibility in this prayer and being answered? Like, what is it that I need to do? So God said that I needed to activate my faith, and he told me what to do, right? So I went and did that today. But in the process of me like mustering up the boldness and the confidence and the courage to go and do this, like it was a time, okay? So I was like, okay, God, you're gonna have to tell me to do this again. So I need to hear it again. So I was listening to something when I was working out this morning. I was listening to a message, and while listening to the message, she said exactly what God told me to do in the message. And I said, okay, God, I hear you, but can I get just one more confirmation? Cause y'all, when I tell you, like, this act of faith really was like, it was bothering me. I was in my head about it. I was like, that people gonna look at me like I'm crazy. Like, what do you, I don't know. Like, God, you gonna have to help me carry this one here out because it's real far-fetched, okay? So I was like, all right. So I asked him, can he show it to me? Can he tell it to me again? So I was working out, and then you hear that small still voice, right? So I heard a small still voice said, you heard me, right? So hey, thanks for tuning in. I'm talking about acts of faith, right? When God tell you to do something, what does it take from you? And normally when he tell you to do something, it's completely uncomfortable. It's out of your comfort zone. It's like way out there in left field somewhere. So it's going to take you to muster up some courage and some strength to go do this thing. So I was working out, listening to my gospel music and stuff like that. And then I heard the small still voice. You heard me, right? You heard me. So I was like, ooh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to carry this on out. So anyway, when I went to go do what God told me to do, right? And I just want you to understand, when he tell you to go do something, he has already gone before you, and he's going with you in that moment, right? So he's already gone before you to put the people in place. He's already gone before you to make it so where you won't feel like, like a pressure, right? You won't feel like that. You'll have a certain amount of peace about you, okay? Because the people and him going out before you and making everything right, making the atmosphere right just for you, you'll feel a peace, right? But you're mustering up the courage. Your nerves and everything else is on a high, because I'm telling you, I was like, okay, God, you're going to have to help me. Like, I don't know. I ain't feeling this one, but you said what you said, so I'm going to go ahead and do what you told me to do, right? So I get to where he told me to go, and I did a whole little video. So I will share, what he told me to do. I will share, my footage later on, when whatever happens out of my obedience, right? I will share it, okay? Because I did document it, and I did, record some stuff. But your act of obedience in doing the thing that's going to activate your faith for your promise to be unlocked, like, God is going to push you to do that thing, right? And I'm telling you, it's not, hey, Lady T, how you doing? And I'm telling you, it's something that you're not even going to think of. It's something that you going to feel like, people about to look at me real crazy. Like, and they're going to be asking you questions that you might not even have an answer to. And the only thing you can say is, I'm just doing what God told me to do. That's it. I am just activating my faith. That is it. So in the midst of me going to do what he told me to do, right, I was greeted with someone very pleasant. Her spirit was really sweet and was really nice, right? So that's why I say when God tell you to do something, he's going to already go before you to set the stage, to set the atmosphere, so it'll feel like you will have peace in doing that thing, even though you shook up on the inside, because this ain't something you've never done before. So your act of faith has to be shooken up a little bit, so God can see that you ready for what you're praying for. That's really what it is. Like, you've been praying for this thing. Now I have given you an assignment. I have given you an act of faith to carry out. Let's see if you're really ready for this promise. Let's see if you're really ready to walk into this thing. So when I get there, right, she asking me all these questions, and I'm like, ma'am, this is just, something that I have to do. I don't really know what you're asking me, but I'm here to do what God told me to do. And the lady, she was like, well, I can understand, because I know how faith works, right? So she was like, well, I'm going to help you do what you need to do. And then, she was like, you can go over there and you can sit down. And I said, okay, appreciate that. So in the midst of me doing this, y'all, like, I felt so out of place. I felt like I don't know what's going on. I'm just carrying out this thing that God told me to do. But while I was there, y'all, and this is the thing why you have to be obedient to what God is telling you to do. While I was there, somebody else that was there as well, they began to have a conversation, like on the other side of where I was. They began to have a conversation. And this morning in my prayer time, I asked God to tell me something or reveal something to me so that I can know what step to do when it comes to another certain part of my life, right? So these people are over there having a conversation. Don't know them, just overhearing what they say. And they began to talk about what I prayed to God about. And she said a key word that I asked God specifically. So in that moment, he sent me to do the act of faith, but in that moment, he was answering a prayer all at the same time. While I'm activating my faith, God is answering a prayer all at the same time. So your obedience is very important right now, because your obedience and doing what God is telling you to do is unlocking answers to your prayers, and it's unlocking the way for you to walk into your promise. So if God has told, I don't care what it is, how small, how big, whatever he has called you to do and whatever instruction he has given you to do, baby, do it. I don't care how silly you look, how crazy you feel, because guess what? In the midst of you carrying out what God has told you to do, you may seem like what other people see is crazy, But in actuality, it's how we take hold of what we've been praying for. So don't be afraid to do what God is calling you to do. Yeah, and that stirred me all in the same time, because now that I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I did the thing that may seem crazy to other people, and I did the thing that made me uncomfortable, baby, that stirred up a fire in me. I'm like, okay, what else I need to do to stir up my faith? What else crazy that I need to complete so I can get these things that I've been praying for, so I can begin to walk into the stuff that I have been waiting for and praying for and fasting for, right? So it began to stir me up like I have never been stirred before. And I'm telling you, the moment you step outside that comfort zone, baby, your faith is going to shoot through the roof. It's nothing that you're going to be scared to do, right? Because fear will come in and try to hinder you and make you feel like, watch how these people talk about you. That's what I was hearing in my head. Watch how they talk about you. Watch how crazy they look at you like, what she think she doing? Or questioning you like, well, who gave you the audacity to walk up in here? God. He sure did. He told me to walk up in here, and that's what I'm doing. But in the midst of me doing that, y'all, I felt so free and I felt peace, because the lady who was helping me, she was just like you stirring up my faith, right? Like you opening up my mind to go out and do what I need to do, so I can let God know, like, hey, I'm ready for my promise. Like, hey, I'm doing what you told me to do. I'm acting out my faith, because faith without works is dead. You got to put in some work to activate your faith. And I have been talking about, activating your faith so that you can walk into your promise and activate doing the thing that God has told you to do, letting your faith work for you. Because, baby, it looked desolate. It looked dead. But the moment you begin to put some faith to that thing that looked dead, it wakes your spirit man up to be in a place to, like, I'm ready to receive, to be in a place to be, I'm obedient, God. I'm ready to take hold of the thing that you have promised me. Because right now, I'm telling you guys, right now, God is calling us. This is a time to create. This is a time for your faith to be on high. This is a time for you to go after that thing, for you to go and let your faith work for you. Now, don't go all out here willy-nilly and just doing something crazy, but sit in that place and ask God, how do I activate my faith so that I can take hold of what I've been praying and fasting for? That's part of being prepared for what you are praying for. Being prepared means I'm stepping this thing out. I'm walking it out. I'm not just sitting here praying, fasting. Yes, praying and fasting works. But if you're not getting up, doing nothing, and taking no action, what are you going? God don't have anything to move off of. Yes, push forward in those things that you have been praying for. It's time to go. Yes, the book of Talents, it is time to go. No more sitting still. No more sitting idle. Like, God, I know you said this. Now what do I do? And I'm pretty sure God done told you to do something. And if he have not told you to do anything new, go back to the old thing that he told you to do and continue to work that. Continue to put your faith to that thing, because right now he is getting ready to move in the things that we are creating, right? And what we are doing to allow our faith to work for us. So when you allow your faith to work for us, baby, your faith moves God. Your faith moves God. When I tell y'all today, I was looking real crazy, but guess what? I obeyed God. I sure did. I obeyed God. And in the same token I was obeying God, he answered a prayer all at the same time. So he's telling you to go do something, or leading you to go do something, because one or two things. He's going to answer a prayer, or he's going to give you what you need to continue to walk that thing out. So that is why it's important that you sit with God and ask him, what is it that I'm excited, y'all, because I have stirred up something in me that I have not felt, okay? And God has been speaking in different ways and different things. And another thing, right? Last week, I was riding and I was going to get my hair braided last week. And I tell y'all no lie, honest to God truth. when I was going to get my hair braided, right, I saw a license plate. It said run, right? RUN. The license plate said run. I'm getting ready to give y'all a revelation, so hold up. Run, okay? So I saw it 3 times, different cars, that license plates that said run. So I was like, God, what are you telling me? Right? What are you, no, I saw it twice. I said, God, what are you telling me? What are you trying to speak to me about run? Like, what does that mean? Can you give me some revelation? So I saw it the third time. The third time I saw it, I wish I'm on my phone. But the third time I saw it, I took a picture of the license plate that said run. So I was like, okay, what does that mean? So I get to where I'm going to get my hair braided, right? And I'm just sitting, and that comes in my mind like, okay, God, what did that mean? So on my way home, right? On my way home, I was on the phone and I saw a car that go in front of me and the license plate said run again. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the 4th time that I have seen a license plate that says run. So when I get home, right, I'm unwind and go take a shower and everything. And so I was like, I got to see what this run means. I got to see, like, Lord, what are you telling me? So I began to look it up. I don't have my notebook down here with me. but I'm going to see if I can give it to y'all off the dome real quick. I looked up the word run, okay? And as I began to look it up, right, God began to reveal to me, like, the things that I have called you to do, run to complete, run to produce, run to create, run to build, run to do the things that I have created for you to do, that I have told you to do. We cannot sit on it. Run and do those things. And then I began to sit some more, and I got Isaiah 55:5. As you begin to run to do the things of me, nations will begin to run to know. People who don't even know who you are will begin to run to see who you are, will begin to run to figure out what it is that you have to offer. Because if you begin to run in the things that I've called you to do, nations are going to come chasing after you. Nations want to find out what you have and who you are and what you do. So that's what the run, the license plate run mean, okay? Isaiah 55:5 if you want to look it up. But I'm trying to tell y'all, run to do the things that God have called you to do. No more sitting, no more procrastination, no more excuses. Run to the things that God have called you to do, because in that he is going to send nations to come find out who you are. He going to send nations to come running to you, unto your bosom, to get what you got to offer. But you got to first do what he called you to do. And in this time, you got to run so that you can do those things. Woo-hoo. My God, that's good to me. I don't know if it's good to y'all, but it's good to me. But I'm trying to tell y'all, don't be surprised at how God is speaking to you and what he is telling you to do to activate your faith so that your promise can be released. It is going to be unlocked. Talicia said, the book of Talicia said, it's good. Okay, it's real good to me too, sis. The things of God that you are carrying out, that it's going to unlock the promise, and it's going to happen suddenly. That's why he's telling you to run. That's why he's telling you to get to it. Get to work. Do not sit on the things of God any longer. Okay? Run. I just felt led to share that. Run. I don't know who need to hear that, but run. Don't walk, don't pass go, but run. Run to do the things that God has placed in your heart and that he has been telling you month after month after month after month to do. Because the time is now. The time is now for it to take flight. The time is now for it to take off. Take off time. Ain't no time to be sitting. Okay? Ain't no time to be playing around. If you need some clarity, if you need some understanding, you need to run to your secret place to find out what God needs you to do. Over these last 2 weeks, I have been sitting because I need to know. It's a whole lot of moving pieces in my life right now, and I can't be playing around. I can't afford to miss the open door. I can't afford to miss what God is preparing for me, where the provision is. So I have been sitting in my secret place all time. I ain't playing with it. And this is the time you can't play with it. You cannot play with it, because God wants to reveal some things to you that you may not know, the things that you are confused about, the things that you need answers to. That's where it's going to be revealed at, in your secret place. Because when he told me to go act on faith today, I was like, can you get somebody else to do it? Because I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Please tell somebody else to do it. Tell somebody else to do it. But in that, right? In God telling me the giving me the task to activate my faith today, what he said was it's going to unlock some things for me and my promises. That's the reason he had me to go and do that thing. But when I tell y'all, I had to be my own cheerleader. I had to encourage myself. I had to talk to the Lord, say, you're going to have to help me with this. You're going to have to give me the boldness. You're going to have to give me some courage to go do this, because it don't feel good. And I don't like feeling like this. And it's okay for you to, that's what God wants. He wants you to be open, transparent with him, and honest with him, because when you do those things, it allows him to come in and give you exactly what you need. When you speak truth and you're open to him, it allows him to move in a way, right? So I was, God, I don't want to. No, these people, they finna look at me like I'm crazy. And not all the time, sometimes we be like, I don't care what them people say. But when it's something that got like, that's gonna make you really, really look crazy, you gonna be like, ooh, can I handle this? Cause I don't want to do it. When I sat in the car, baby, I had to cheer myself on. I had to say, what if you don't do it? And when I got that in my mind, when you don't carry out what God has told you to do, baby, you gonna bump what you feeling, okay? Guess what's gonna happen because of your disobedience? You don't even know what's gonna happen because of your disobedience. That's what makes it so scary. So, girl, you better get yourself up out this car and go and do what God told you to do. So when I tell y'all, sometimes you gotta, and these are moments where you can't share with everybody. When God tell you to do something, don't you open up your mouth and tell nobody. Because guess what? Those gonna be the first naysayers and negative talk that's gonna be like, what? Girl, you finna do, Yeah, that don't sound right to me. Now, don't look too hot to me. Like, what? For real? You better not do that. You better, listen, you better not open up your mouth and tell nobody. Because those going to be the quickest way that's going to talk you out of being disobedient. Encourage yourself in that moment. Learn how to talk to you to get you together so you can be in obedience and do what God told you to do. Acts of faith. Get in the habit of doing acts of faith, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable, even if it makes you look crazy, even if you feel like I have no clue on what I'm doing. But the moment you begin to walk that thing out, God gonna send people. He gonna send encouragement. He gonna send answers to let you know that you are in the right spot. To let you know, well done, my good and faithful servant. You did exactly what I called you to do. Because in that moment that I began to do this thing, y'all, he answered a prayer for me that gave me so much clarity on what to do when it comes to this certain thing, because I prayed about it this morning. You have to be sensitive to the thing that God is leading you to do and be specific about how you want God to answer you. I be asking for all kind of signs. I be saying, God, can this name be bold to me? I be saying all kind of stuff. And the crazy thing about it, God be sending it the way that I need it to be sent so I can know that it's him. So it does not matter how small of a thing or how crazy you give your petitions to God or how crazy they may sound. Guess what? The crazier the better, because you know the enemy ain't gonna send you nothing specifically to what you ask or how you ask God to answer you or confirm a thing to you. So it's okay if you ask something crazy. It's okay if you ask God to confirm it in a way that only you can understand. That's the built man. I love God. You don't love God. What's wrong with you? But listen, I love the way God just, and it be the simplest things, y'all. And I posted a post the other day and I said, God has been making my heart smile lately. And it's been because of the small things and the way that he answers me and the way that he confirms that he's been, giving me dreams or been waking me up in the middle of the night for a thing. And I'm like, I'm so confused on why I'm up. But then when he bring that thing back around and he gives me revelation and he sends people, it's like, oh my God, you love me that much to answer me the way that I asked you to answer me. And it don't even be nothing big. It be something so small. But I just thank God for the way that he love on us, right? And that he's so faithful and he's so good, okay? And this is, listen, run, don't walk. What is on the Father's heart should be on your heart. What he has told you to do, and it keep coming up over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you have what is on his heart, that means there is an urgency. There is an urgency for you to do that thing. So you got to run and do it. And watch. Just watch. It is not going to be the result of what you did the last time. Just watch how that thing turn and work. Just watch. Okay? So I pinned on Facebook, there is a link, right? If you are a business owner, if you have been called to create, if you have been called to share your story, complete or build a service or start a product line, there is a link for those of y'all on TikTok. Look in my bio. There is a link to, an ebook. It's called Build It, Launch It, Brand It Confidently. Build it, brand it, launch it confidently. Go ahead and purchase the ebook so that you can run in the things that God has called you to do. Because I know that he's called many of us to be entrepreneurs. He's called many of us to share our story. He's called many of us to build a product, to make a product, and we have not moved on those things. So this ebook is going to prepare you to build that thing. This ebook is going to prepare you to cultivate your story, to put it together, to know what it is that you will go out and say and market yourself and build you. You are your own brand. So it's going to teach you how to build it. It's going to teach you how to brand it. It's going to teach you how to package it all together. So make sure you go check out the ebook that's in my bio on TikTok and Facebook. The link is attached to this live. So make sure y'all, this part of my run, I've been sitting on so much stuff that I've done and completed, and God like, no, I need you to put it out there. I need you to get up off of what you got and use what I done told you. Okay? So make sure y'all check out the ebook. I'm telling you, it's worth every penny. The stuff that's in that ebook, baby, you might get you a coach and they might charge you $3,000 to $5,000 for all of the information that I have put inside of that ebook. It's very valuable, very helpful in all things. And if you are somebody who want to start a business, but you don't know what to do, it tells you, it lists, right? It helps you sort out what your passions are, what it is that you're good at, what are the things that make you feel like you are accomplishing something in life, and how can I use my tools, my skills that I've already gained in the past to start a business. So it will help you to get some type of idea on what you can do as far as business. So check out the ebook. Thank y'all for tuning in. This was good. If you just coming on TikTok, I'll put this video on my YouTube. So make sure you go subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can catch the replay, because baby, it was good. Okay. Y'all have a good afternoon, good evening, and until next time, spread love, seek light, and mind your blessings. Bye.